We're back. Oh yes, she's looking good. Well, obviously I'm messing about with the interior bits. I have got the harness now on order. I still have not been able to get a hold of a full harness for this. So it's a main body harness which is starting and charging. That's all I can find. So I am going to have to do my own harness for lights. Basically, it's just the rest of the electrical system, which isn't a big deal on this. It's a very, very simple system. Anyway, the harness is going to take probably about 2 weeks to get here. So I've lost so much time on this with my previous illness and everything. I just want to try and just get some progress made up. So the only thing I can really do is just do a little bit more on these interior components. So I'm just working out what I'd gotten up to. I know the seat was basically done, all the wood and everything was cut for that. So I'm just going to temporarily bolt that in. I had been working on these cabinets that go here with a refrigerator and everything. Somebody did come up with a good idea of how to actually turn the cool box into a proper refrigerator, so I am investigating that. But meanwhile, I'm just getting myself back up to speed again on what I did here. There is a cabinet to go there, and there's a seat maybe to go here. I'm not entirely sure yet, so let's just get everything pulled out and we'll figure it out from there. So, got the seat bolted in. I don't know if you can remember where we at. I was thinking about trimming this to the edge of this bracket here, so it brings the cabinet out just a little bit more. I think I'm gonna just mark it, pop this front panel off, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, I've got the seat bolted down at the moment. I mean, it's not bolted down solidly; it's just into place. But yeah, I think I'll pop this front panel off and give it a trim. So one thing I do have to work out, there are a variety of brackets about the place. So obviously these have held the cabinets in. I just don't exactly know how, because the old cabinets that came out, everything basically on the inside where there'd been anything screwed to it, that was all just gone. It was just ripped apart. So got a wooden block there, which I assume the cabinet was at some point attached to, but I'm going to just redo all my own bracketry. Anyway, I've got that trimmed off now. It's not, I haven't got to put a perfect edge on it yet, because all of this has got to be finished, sanded and everything. I'm still unsure what to do with this. I'm torn between covering it or staining it. I really don't know which yet, but anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's get onto this cabinet. I'm going to just pop it into place, because what I think I'm going to do is, I think I explained this in the previous video, I want the cabinet put in here, and then I'm just going to pull a filler strip down this side, just to pull it all in neatly and everything. So let's go grab it, stick it in, and see where we are. One little issue that has popped up straight away. I want to reach through the window to lift the back end of the cabinet in. Oh well, I'll have to climb inside and lift it in. But don't know. I don't think I've shown this, but that's the onboard water tank. Obviously, it's just laid in there at the moment. But I was hoping to get something bigger, but every tank that I've found, bigger also means taller, so they won't fit in this space. But this still holds, oh god, I forgot what it is, 15 litres or something. About actually, I'm not sure, maybe more than that. I don't remember now. 25 litres. I think it's 25 litres, about 5 gallons. So, but it's a reasonable size. But yeah, that's eventually where it's going to go. It will have insulation around it, because one of the things I want to do is keep it cool. and it will have obviously the pipe work and everything will come down here. The pump will go in there somewhere, and but yeah, that's the tank that I've got. So there we go. Isn't squared up yet, and obviously this will sit a little higher because there's a floor and insulation to go under there yet. So you can see it isn't sit square with the window, but that's basically where it's going to go. And yeah, so what I want to do is build like a filler that goes in down there and along this back edge, and yeah, I think that's going to look good. That obviously this is the cooler. I'll get to what I'm going to do with that at a later stage. Like I said, somebody left a message on I think it was the video on this, and was talking about basically Peltier coolers, adding them to this cool box, and I think it's a really good idea. And yeah, I have used them before. I've used them in electronics, and they work really well. So that's something I'm definitely going to investigate. Obviously there's a panel and everything to go on here, but at the moment I'm just kind of getting stuff sat into place, making sure it's all gonna work before I move on any further. A couple of bits of the insulation got a bit loosened off there when we were taking the van over. All the string and everything there, that was basically just to hold this roof, stop it moving about too much, because it was basically like wind tunnel in here obviously when it was on the trailer. So yeah, same at the front there. You can see there where that part of the headlining came down. I'm okay with that. I had a feeling it might, but I needed it in place so I could get that front end glued. But anyway, I'm kneeling on something, that's why I'm moving about there. A screw. Yeah, that was pleasant. So I think I'm going to just sit the actual seat panels on here. I might go ahead and drill them now, get that done, and then I can just get them screwed on, and then they can just be left there out of the way. Plus it gives me somewhere to sit while I'm messing about with other things in here. So but yeah, I'm happy. Other thing, I'm sure I mentioned it, is that I'm going to put one of those, it's like a brush, just along here, and what that'll do is it'll just stop debris and everything getting down there. But yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. Also I need to take all this tape off the windows because it's going to end up sticking there and it'll be all gooey mess to get off. But anyway, I want to get these panels stuck down first. Okay, so got the seats and everything basically in place, but this is a good example of why I wanted to do a test fitting, because these were the original tops that I made. However, as you can see, this one actually will hit the edge of the seats, so they do need about an inch taken off both of them. But otherwise it's looking quite good. Let's just get back here. I haven't got the roof popped up, so I'm going to bend over, but yeah, I mean that's not bad at all. Yeah, I'm still trying to decide on what I'm going to cover these with. I've gone back and forth, and one of the ideas that keeps popping into mind is to actually paint them, but I don't know yet. That's that's a decision still to be made. The other thing I've got to start thinking about is what I'm going to do up there. And I've been looking at different ones. Some have this boxed out and up. Some of them just basically have just almost like a flat panel that goes along there. I think I did mention in the previous video, I am going to put like a little overhead closet cupboard thing up there. And so that'll box all of that in, plus it'll give it a little bit more storage. Over there where the spare wheel goes, I'm still torn. Honestly, what's really crossed my mind is to, the spare wheel carriers that you can get for Jeeps and everything. It's like the swing ones. It's maybe put something like that on the back. And then that way I could actually build some sort of small cupboard. It's just a usable storage space in there, but that's by the by that I'm not too worried about that just yet. Plus, it would mean drilling through the fresh paintwork, and I'm kind of, hovering on that. But I just realised lost some of the insulation up there. It's like I said, when we were taking it down, I never thought, I should have known better, but this was basically just all open. So even though my buddy Andy was driving quite slowly, it was getting a bit of wind blowing through here. So anyway, yeah, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, it's morning again, and I'm just working on the cabinets. As you can see, I have actually cut down these tops, and I think that's going to work really well. I have to make a final adjustment in the back of here, because then I'll put a strip along that back end there. But yeah, I'm happy with how this is turning out. Obviously, I mean, there's no hinge or anything on, but that'll hinge up like that, and then this one will hinge up like that. But yeah, I'm still unsure at the front here what I'm going to do. Obviously, I need to make a little, maybe put a hinge or something on this piece here, so that opens. But I'm not sure I'm going to do it like that or like that. It'll be one or the other anyway. It doesn't really matter at the moment. Okay, so to get some plexiglass in that window there, I had two pieces. I was going to use one for each window, but when I actually tracked them down, they were smaller than I thought. So I've had to cut two pieces for that one window. So I'll have to get some more for this one. But while I'm on, I thought, let's get this headliner put back up into place. I'm just fitting this edge here. I'm not going to do the down the door edges just yet. I just wanted to get it up here, then it's not drooping and it's not going to get all stupid and out of shape and everything. So, but yeah, it's well, I've already had it in once, so it's just a matter of getting it back in. The only difference is now is that it's a bit more difficult, because obviously I've got to kind of bend it round, tuck it back into there, but it's getting there. I'm only going up to about here on this side though, because I do need to figure out this wiring for the interior light, and it's a bit funky, so I'm not going all the way to the edge on this side, just to about there basically, and then I will do all of this side though. But yeah, and again, I don't want to do anything at all on the wiring until I've got all the harness and all the bits and pieces that I'm going to be using. So that's why I'm not messing about with this side, and that's why I'm not putting it in down the edges either. So, because once it's in, Well, there we go. We've got them all the way into here. I'm just going to leave this edge loose for the time being. I mean, the van's not going anywhere now, so it's not like it's going to get flapped about or anything. And we are basically sealed up, so we're not going to get wind and rain and everything blowing in here. Although I need to find the light backs covers, the backing things where the bulb plugs into, so I can get those holes and everything around there all plugged up. But that's that. Got that for now. So I think I might cut the piece for there. Yeah, I know, it's another one of those videos where I'm just doing a bit here and a bit there, but it's just where I'm at the moment. As I've said many times before, sometimes you've just got to do what you can to keep the project moving along. And as I said earlier, the next big thing is the wiring. I really, really need that done. So again, it's a couple of weeks before I get the harness. And so yeah, I'm just doing what I can just to keep things rolling along. Okay, so I just had to sit for a moment, just contemplating things, and just imagining what this is going to look like when it's finished. And I'm really quite enthused about it. I've said many times in previous videos that I'd had moments of complete, should I just put this thing on Marketplace? and just walk away from the project. But this is again one of those moments when I'm sitting here and it's like, no, I'm really happy with it. I'm feeling re-energized again, and it's a good feeling. And I know so many other people have gone through this with projects that have ended up taking way longer than you'd hoped. And sometimes just stepping away from it for just a short while, sometimes just getting a little bit done, a little bit here, a little bit there. And it was like the transit. The transit was the same. I got to the point where I was sick of the sight of it at one point, but stuck with it, and it turned out to be a really cool van. And I was sad to see it go at the end, but unfortunately, like I said, way back there, that had to go to fund some of the bits and pieces I needed for this. So, it's just how cookies crumble, as they say. There we go. I just stuck the side moulding on there, and it looks a lot better. But why is that? I don't know if you can see this on camera, but through the lens, it looks like I've got two different shades of white there, and it's not. It was all painted at the same time. It doesn't matter. Any bits like that, I will go back when the weather's warmer and fix. But yeah. Anyway, let's get on with things. So things are kind of moving slowly. Got one of the vents laid in there, got the other one over there. I'm on putting the sunshades in, but the problem I'm having is that my hands are that friggin' cold. I can't feel where the screw holes are, so I'm having issues. But headline is basically in. It's just low temperatures. What I think I might do is, I do have an electric fan. I might pull it out, just stick it in the back there, so it's just blowing warm air through the van, just to, just get a bit of heat into the place, and maybe then I'll be able to do a bit better. But yeah, my friggin' fingers are numb, and it's a small hole, it's a small screw, and I just cannot feel it. So. Yeah, hey, succeeded. Yeah, I'm not putting that central one in yet, and I'm not going to put the interior mirror in yet until I've got all of this headline installed correctly. The one on that side, it still needs some adjustments, so I'm going to leave that one for the moment. He's all right, he's sitting there. Plus, I need to find this end. I've lost the end. And it was with this one, I know it was, so I'm thinking it's probably, these were in a crate, so I've probably just dropped them. It'll be in the bottom of the crate somewhere, so, but it doesn't matter anyway, until I've got this headliner completely installed and everything's working on it. It's nice and smooth, what have you. I don't want to do anything cut any holes into it. So I've got a couple of screws and a chubby screwdriver. I'll get there's a vent screwed in. I've got the other one for that side. Thought I'd lost them for a moment. When I took the dash back out, I did take them off and repaint them, and I'd forgotten that I've actually got a little, it's just a box of bits and pieces, little bits of trim and what have you that I don't know where they all come from. And because obviously, if you haven't seen the early parts of some of my early videos, I didn't actually dismantle this van, because I know there are some people that's come to this late and they've asked a few questions. But no, this van was bought as an ongoing project, and it was already dismantled. So there are little bits and pieces here and there that I honestly don't know where they go. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I'd put these in that box with some of those, and I've forgotten about it, and it took me ages to find them, but they're there. I've got them, so I'll stick them in. One other good bit of news, my buddy Andy was clearing out one of the storage lockers where a lot of the parts from this were originally stored, and he's come across what looks like to be all of the bits for the third bed. There's like little bunk the Devon vans had like a little bunk bed in them, Once the tops popped up, it was basically to stick a kid or something up there, and I had a couple of bits. I had no idea how it went together, but he's found a load more. So what I'm going to do is at some point when he pops it over here, I am going to just have a bit play around with it and just see what I can do. It would be nice if it's all there. I know this section of it does need some fabric, so that I'll have to figure when the time comes. But if all the components are there, then I can maybe just have a bit play around with it and just see how it all goes together. But anyway, let me just go and get a little screwdriver so I can screw these vents down. Okay, coming along nicely. I still have to find a handle for here. I did have a handle kicking about, but after a little bit of sort of investigation, what it is it actually goes on the door. Wasn't the one off here, even though it was in amongst a box of stuff that was labelled dashboard. So, but also I've got all the levers up here that need to be sorted out. And there's just, I think it's just the two, or is there three? I thought there was three, but I could be mistaken. Also, the one thing that I don't have, and I should because I actually took it out, was the clips that hold the dashboard clocks in. And from what I've seen online, for some reason I thought that there was actually a big bracket in either side that the clocks screwed to, but I was wrong, and it appears to be just 4 little clips that literally hook over the edge, and then the screws go in and it holds it in place. But anyway, I've done something with them. I can't find them, so I do have to track those down. I don't want to stick them in just yet until that window's sealed up, but yeah, I'm just trying to get as much as I possibly can back in here so that I really know what I've got. Obviously I've got the switches in there. I think that's the 4-way flashers, that one, isn't it? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I put the switches in the dashboard so that I knew what I had. And again, I've got to figure them all out, figure out what's what, and then start working out a wiring scheme for it. But also I need to repaint this, but this all needs to be tightened up because it's just in there loose at the moment. So actually, isn't the bolts down there somewhere? I don't know. It needs to be tightened up anyway. But I left that loose because, why did I leave that loose? I had a reason for leaving that loose and I don't remember what it was now. I don't know. Anyway, I want to pop this cover off and see where it goes. Obviously, we've still got the wiring here for the ignition switches, so I need to figure all of this out as well. Although there doesn't seem to be too much to it. Again, the entire system on this van is, there isn't a huge amount to it. I mean, this is not like a modern vehicle. There's no electric windows, there's no electric seats or anything like that. You've basically got lights and ignition and starter, and the charging, ignition, starter and all that's going to be taken care of with the new harness that's on its way. So one thing I will do though is I will make a diagram up of the wiring, and I'm going to keep it as close to the original as possible, but obviously I might have to use just alternate colours depending on what I can get a hold of. And just in case you don't know, the main reason I'm doing this is the wiring in this is absolutely horrendous. It's been cut and chopped and patched so many times that in some sections of it I don't think there's any of the original harness left. So it's like let's replace it all. Let's just redo it all, because there's nothing worse than chasing somebody else's repairs, trying to figure out what's going on. But oh yeah, there's wipers as well. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it's rolling along at the moment. I must admit, I wish I had the cash to get these windows done yet, but I think it's more important to get the wiring done, then I can start looking at the mechanical side of it, getting the engine and everything in. Anyway, it's nice and toasty in here. It's really nice now that I've got the heat on, but let's get on. So, I've just had a little bit of good news. I did mention earlier, I think it was yesterday, that I was expecting about 2 weeks for the wiring harness to get here. Well, I received an email last night informing me that it had been shipped, and I have had another one about 5 minutes ago. Basically, it's out for delivery. So, I'm very, very excited at that. The downside is that the forecast is saying it's going to snow and rain for the rest of the week. So, but the wiring harness is, fingers crossed, going to be here today. Anyway, I am closing this video down. Obviously, if it's going to start snowing and raining, I can feel it's actually starting to rain now. I'm not going to get anything more done on this today, and to be honest, all I was trying to do is just do a few bits and pieces, just, you know, as I've said before, just to try and keep things rolling along. And the other thing is as well is that the YouTube algorithm has been funky lately, and if I'm not putting something out every week, it's yeah, my videos just get absolutely buried. So I need to tuck that canvas in there, by the way. Anyway, so I wasn't really going to shoot anything over the past couple of days because, like I said, I've just been doing little bits here and there, but I thought, you know what, let's try and keep the algorithm happy. So that is really the reason behind this video. So I do apologize, there's not a lot of content in it, it's just me messing about. But hopefully the next video after this is going to be, I'm going to start working on the wiring harness. Now, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to play out. I think it's probably going to be a couple of videos at least, because the first thing I've got to do is I actually need it dry enough, because I want to remove the entire remainder of the harness what's in there, and I would like to just lay it out on the driveway, lay the new one next to it, and compare the two. Now, I will go over all of this when I actually get into the wiring video, but I think I said earlier, I have not been able to get a full body harness for this. I've only been able to get a hold of the main harness, which is basically starting and charging. So I have ordered some additional cable, and I'll basically, the rest of it, I'm going to be wiring that myself. I want all new wiring in this. It's just in such bad condition that I don't want to end up in the same situation that I was in with the Transit, where I'm chasing down other people's repairs and trying to figure out what they've done. So it's going to be all new. There may be a couple of sections where I have to use some of the old harness, such as the ignition switch, and there was somewhere else, and I don't remember where that was, but the 99% of it's going to be new. Anyway, again, I do apologise for the kind of weak content in this one, but it is what it is. So yeah, everybody take care. I hope you're recovering from New Year, and have a good one.